Let's get you through the races though. We could be in the first of the program with the Dave Husking Carriers Maiden 1,340 metres. We'll have a look at the market for that and get a lead from Stephen Hunt, who's rejoined us from the racing desk as well. Vinabille at 280 and 135 brings good form in behind Cinerama and Cuidado Caliente. Both good runs. Chat to Kill at 5 and 180. Market lead, Stephen, what do you think?
Punters with the favourite here, Aiden, number 10, Vinabille. No surprise, 2 starts for 2 seconds. $2.80 we posted during the week. Now, it stayed firm at that price, but does hold 50% of total turnover, so we're not too far off the mark, $2.80. If anything, it could shorten closer to race start time. A couple horses I should mention with unexposed form or race day form. Punter Meter, well supported at $8. That is, again, its opening line, but well supported from the Benno Wynyard team. A couple of trials, a win and a placing to go next to Punter Meter, so just keep an eye on that price as the afternoon progresses. And Miss Freelove was around about half an hour ago losing result. It's just gone into the positive, but a lot of money in the first hour or so on Miss Freelove. Used to be with the Baker Forsman team, now with the Cookson lineup at Foxton. A little bit of specking around that individual, but best back runner has been the favourite, number 10, Vinabille, 2.8.
Interesting. We'll have a look at the speed map here. There might be a couple of runners just on debut that don't show up here. There's Punter Meter, also Chartwell having first start, Getsiobi also our first starter. So we don't really know there. Rio Stars on speed, and Vinabille from out that wide barrier draw, you'd expect them to go forward, wouldn't you, Bevan?
Yeah, I thought that even with that draw, Vinabille will have the gate speed to get across and be in the first 2 or 3 in the running, and that is a big key here at Wanganui, especially in the first couple of races. And this is the last start performance of Vinabille at Waverley in behind Cuidado Caliente. Now, sat on speed, was only beaten a length and a half. Good tough attitude about it after a really good run behind Cinerama on debut at New Plymouth on the 2nd of November. So it's really a Vinabille or bust race for me. Others with ability, I've spoken to John O'Benner about Punter Meter. Now, he did mention to me that this horse does have good ability. Just wondered about the race day craft here this afternoon, whether it was just professional enough to win this afternoon. Miss Freelove, I thought, tried up nicely as well. I spoke to Sandy Cookson about this horse. It's down from the Baker and Forsman team, as Stephen mentioned. Its trial was good enough, and Getsiobi, the other one, first starter though, I rang Lee Somerville about. He says it's a nice horse, professional, will sit on speed. He's not sure about today, but he does like the horse going forward. I make them 10, win or bust, 13, 12 and 2 in race number 1 on the program, Aiden.
Yep, same camp with me here, Bevan, as well. Thought it was tough to beat despite the wide alley. Second of the program is the AIM Electrical, this one over 1,340 metres, rating 65, a fair where the money is around Cinerama at 290 and 130. Midnight Story's been pretty good in recent starts at 4, and When Harry Met Saddle at 5 and 185. I think I'd be surprised if the winner came outside those 3. Stephen, is the market suggesting that?
Well, as long as it's not Cinerama, Aiden, I've just accepted a $20,000 bet on Cinerama at $3.30. You can see the reasons now. It's under $3 at $2.90, $2.80 on the tote. Top of the show, it was Glory Days, best back runner on the 8 race card at Wanganui. Well, that's changed. It's now number 7, Cinerama, the 4-year-old mare out of the group winning mare, and she's sensational. So there's a bit of pedigree around Cinerama. And at $2.90, I don't think the traffic's going to stop there from what I'm seeing with Jonathan Parks doing the riding. A little bit of specking for When Harry Met Saddle and Jackal Bomb, $5, $8.50 respectively. But it's all one-way traffic and a key race when it comes to punters v bookies this afternoon. Exactly.
Midnight Story is likely to settle on speed, and I thought it's been pretty good in the last couple, Bevan, as well. Might be some sort of match for this horse who's attracting the money.
Interesting race. Look, Cinerama's my best on the program, but it's not my 20k, I can guarantee you that, A-Rod. Very nice horse. I thought it was a very good win at New Plymouth. I think this horse trains on and will end up in black type this preparation. There's a few to look at here. Look, What's Up is a very, very talented horse for Kevin Grape. Loved its last preparation. It's been put aside. I think there was a niggling issue there, but it will start winning races. Maybe not today. I just spoke to Kevin and he suggested maybe this track might be a little bit firm for What's Up. He was just looking for a little bit more rain. But this is a fair win from this horse in a pretty smart sort of form race. And he was coming out of a good third on debut at Awapini, where he flew late, and then he just couldn't get his feet out of the track back here, or at Waverley, on a rain-affected track behind Wonderful Bubby. This horse will win races this preparation. He just needs a run under his belt. He can still be competitive today. He's got a lot of ability, that particular horse. His Midnight Story now, this is Rock On Eve's race, and you've got Portland Jimmy, who just cooked himself to pieces a little bit at Waverley, I understand. So this is not a bad little form race, and the way that Midnight Story travelled to the corner, I've just got a lot of respect around this horse, and it's got form behind Lincoln Raider as well, and Empress Sushi, who put up a couple of very good runs this preparation. The speed was pretty torrid on this occasion, so Rock On Eve came off there and bloused them out late in the piece. The entire two horses did a wonderful job, I thought, to kick on from those places in the running with the speed that was there. So a lot of respect, Midnight Story. But here is Cinerama now. She was 3 wide the trip on this occasion. Now, hard to get a line about how strong this particular field was, but there was a fair few northern horses in it, and she gets to the centre of the track after being 3 wide, and she's clicked up and she's just gone bang, and the race was over, and she was soft at the line. She will end up in black type, I've got no doubt about that. She has a lot of ability. Where she ends up in the run is probably the only question mark. I did speak to Jonathan about it, and he hopes to push forward and be in the first handful in the run and produce her. I think she'll be too good. 20,000 is a lot of money to be risking though, Aidan. I've got the 7 Cinerama on top, a Midnight Story. I thought What's Up is a horse you can really follow as well. And one just over the page, Jackal Bomb. That was some win at New Plymouth on debut. Didn't quite back it up, but they do that, as you know, Aidan. So third up, I've got a bit of respect there as well. But I think Cinerama, that's my bet of the afternoon.
Thanks for clarifying it wasn't your 20,000 to there, Bevan. On to the third, and this one, the gas and heating 1200, and have a look at the market for you, where Brim is at 320 and 140 and has been a shortener. All in Mana at 450, 155, and 6 Arabica at 480 and 175. Market lead here, Stephen?
Yeah, confident lead as well, Aidan. On number 4, Brim, the 4-year-old mare, resumes for the Lupton team. Jonathan Parks does the riding. Its only win, it went out and led. I think they'll be doing no difference here in this particular race over the 1,200 metres. Opened at $5 when betting commenced yesterday afternoon. I think it was still travelling around about $4 when we opened at 8.15 this morning. It's down to $3.20, and just crunching a few numbers, 15,000 been taken as a whole in this particular race. 13,000 is on Brim, and that's why you see the $3.20 shortening around number 4. All in Mana has been freezing, probably wants 1,600 metres. $3.70 out to $4.50. Missahu, who resumes for the ladder team, has come in 1 point off a peak at $8.50, now travelling at $7.50. And Margot, just travelling in that middle market, Aidan, at $12. Just keep tabs on that price throughout the afternoon. Resumes, Billy Pinn does the riding, gets it down to 52 kilograms. So they feel that horse is pretty forward resuming here, number 8 Margot. But outside that, it's pretty quiet. It's all about number 4, Brim, $3.20.
Yeah, that's just the confidence that Jonathan Parks has with his rides today too, isn't it? Super Geely likely to go forward. Another one who's likely to head forward here is Brim. You'd think would be somewhere near the speed too, wouldn't you, Bevan?
Yes, indeed, Aidan. I do think Brim will be in the first 3 or 4 in the run. Look, just a hint of caution, this horse has been off the scene for 12 months, and it did get an injury post that debut win, and I think it was boxed for 4 or 5 months. It's had a couple of jump outs. Its last jump out was very, very good, and make no mistake, it is a lovely, lovely horse who, at its first trial, beat horses like Wanganui. Lincoln Raider was in that trial, and it ran away and hid, and then was good enough to win on a very wet track on debut. So the talent's there, but that price has collapsed more than I expected. Let's have a look at Brim. Now, we take you back to a day where it was an absolute debacle. You couldn't get in with the airplanes, with the fog. Led up the state towards the inside. The Tiake horse clearly headed Brim, but it's tough. You watch it dig back towards the inside. On debut, on these sort of track conditions, to win in these circumstances suggests that this horse has a lot of ability. As I mentioned, it has had an injury post that, and it'll just depend on how forward this horse is here this afternoon. So we'll be listening very closely to what Tony has to say about Brim. But I did speak to Jonathan about this horse yesterday, and he mentioned that on its jump out, he thought that it would be very, very competitive. I thought, well, we'll back it up and ring Jamie Lee Lupton, and she wasn't quite so forthright in her comments, but it's hard to get a lot out of Jamie Lee, to be honest with you. There is another nice horse in this particular race, All in Mana, for Kevin Grape. I like this horse, and I think it's another one, very much like What's Up, that will be winning races this preparation. Now, this is behind Satulagi, who is smart himself. Now, Olamana gets to the outside there in the McDonald colours that we have seen over a long period of time. Got that big, extravagant lead leg action, but just the last bit of the race suggested to me that this horse has come back really nicely, and it almost looked like a real next-up performance to my eye. I'm waiting to see it over 1,400 metres. I think it'll be better as it gets over to the 14 to the mile, but I'm not counting it out. I have got Brim on top. That price is getting a little bit skinny for mine. Over the one, Olamana, I like this horse. I think Arabica, I think Lisa Allpress is a big booking on this particular horse. Darren Dennis have been riding this horse prior. Senior Hope on board, expect an improved performance there. And the 8 Margot, now she just has feet issues. I noticed there are hoof pads on her front feet. If there's any more firming in this track conditions with this wind and the hot weather, then it probably plays against her, because she does have issues when the track gets firm, but she does have the ability. 4-1-6-8, Aiden here in race number 3.